everybody. So today we're going to be doing a craft that goes along with Genesis 37. And it is about Joseph and his father made him a special coat. It's referred to as an ornate robe. And you might hear people refer to it as the coat of many colors or something similar. And so that's what we're going to work on today. So what you will need is paper towel, some coffee filters if you have some. If you don't, it's okay, you can use the paper towel instead. But I'm going to show you how to do it with the coffee filters. So you'll just extend it and make it its whole circle and put that down. And then you're going to color some dots and lines and so forth onto this with markers. Now, remember we have talked before about how, you can go ahead and start, Mr. Todd. You kind of want to make like circles and things, yeah. How we had talked about how mistakes are important because that's what helps us learn. So I kind of want to show you what I learned in the process of getting ready for this craft. One thing was I started trying to use food coloring first, and if you can see this, it did not work out so well because I have the kind of food coloring that is a gel, and it just made it sticky. If you had the kind that is liquid drops, that might work, but gel, not so much. So learn from my mistake and don't do it. This one I did, and if you can see these like pinkish ones, that is because that kind was a dry erase marker. Do not use a dry erase marker. It is not going to work. Also, do not use a Sharpie or a permanent marker because it also won't work. You need just regular markers, and if you had washable markers, that's even better. They're going to bleed a little bit better out onto your paper. I also was trying to come up with some ideas like, what if you did not have markers at home? What else could you use? So this one is, I got my coffee filter wet and then I sprinkled colored sugar on it that I had like for cookie decorating and cake decorating. And so I got my coffee filter wet, I laid it down, I sprinkled the colored sugar on it, and then I put another coffee filter on top of that, and I let them dry. And it's not bad, but the green didn't really do much. The red kind of did a little bit better than the green, so that's what it would look like if you did that. Now, to do it a good way, Mr. Todd is kind of showing what he is working on so far. So you can, I'm going to take his so that I can get one going. Now you're making just little abstract shapes. It doesn't really matter. Make sure that you're getting some near the edges, and you just can kind of squiggle them on. And the shapes do not have to touch each other, but because we're going to kind of give some room for the colors to sort of bleed together, but the shapes do need to be near each other when it's all said and done, or else you'll have a lot of white space. So you would do all of that. I'll make just a couple more on here. And then what you're going to do, if you have like a spray bottle, like a mister, that works really good. I happen to not have one. All of my spray bottles have something in them right now, so that's not going to work for me. But so I'm going to use just water. And so you can take it and you can do it from like a little dish or from a measuring cup that Mr. Todd has. And so I'm going to do mine and he's going to do his. Now I want you to look at the difference in them so that you can understand what's going to happen if you have a lot of color or if you have not very much color, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to just go around and kind of make little drops, and I'm going to end up getting my coffee filter all the way wet. I want a paper towel underneath it whenever I'm doing this. You can have more than one paper towel underneath it. And so whenever you do that, you're going to see your colors start to spread out and kind of bleed together. And so this is the one that Mr. Todd started, and it looks like really beautiful. It has a nice tie-dye effect. You can see it's going through the other side of my paper towel, and it also is having a nice effect. And let's see what happens. Okay, so that's what's happening with his that didn't have a lot of color on it, which is fine. You can do it however you want. I just want you to see the difference of what's going to happen. So I'm going to have to let that sit, and I want to show you a completed one. So this is one that that I made last night, and so this coffee filter is already dry. And what I did after I got it wet, I hung it up with a clothespin on a hanger, and I let it dry like that. It's going to dry faster if you hang it up. You can also get like those little pants hangers, you know, with the little clippies, and you could hang it up doing that. But also, this is the paper towel that was underneath it, and so I hung it up too. And we can also make a coat out of that. And this is a paper towel that was underneath another one that I had. So you can draw your outline of your coat on here if you want. And you can cut it out freehand, or you can draw it on there, whichever way you want to do it. But so I'm just going to freehand it and cutting out the shape of a coat. And Mr. Todd's and mine are going to look different. That's okay. Yours is going to look different than both of ours. Mine is going to be a long-sleeved coat or robe, my ornate robe. But it does not have to be. You can make a short-sleeved one, or however you want to make yours. And I want to make the sleeves approximately the same length, but you know, we're not going to sweat it if they're not exact, because we are not going to sweat the small stuff. This is for fun, so we don't want to get too perfectionistic about it. Easier said than done. I am by my nature a perfectionist, but I have been trying really hard not to be during this craft time. So, we're not going to sweat it. All right, so if I get my coat cut out, and then you can decide, and see my arms, I didn't draw mine, so my arms are kind of crazy looking. I'll shape those up a little bit. And then you can decide, does your coat have a scoop neck or a V-neck or whatever? And so mine is going to have kind of a scoop neck. Cut that out, and I have got a nice, beautiful coat. If I wanted to, I could make like a sash for my coat that goes across the chest, and so I could cut that out of my colored paper. There's Mr. Todd's coat. I do love it, Mr. Todd. His is made out of that paper towel, and it's okay. His guy has got skinny arms, and that is okay to have skinny arms. So this is my little sash, and I could cut it and, you know, tape it to the back, and you could do it however you want. But the Bible story that Mr. Todd has that goes along with this talks about how part of the reason why Joseph's brothers did not like him is because of this coat because his dad gave it to him because he was his favorite. And so, what do we have
He also
here?
had a hat.
A hat. Okay. So you can make some coordinating pieces to go with that. So we hope that you guys just take off with it and have fun. And again, you can hang this up separately to let it dry, and just be creative with it, and you can make more than one. All right. We'll see you guys again soon in another video. We love you. Bye.
Bye.